If you're preparing to take the MCAT and want to get an objective answer of what a good MCAT score is, then this video is for you. Our team has poured through data on MCAT scores to help you get a better understanding of how your current or future MCAT score stacks up against your competition. In this video, I'm also going to share tips on how to set and reach your target MCAT score. Let's go. A strong MCAT score not only supports your application to medical school, but it also opens doors to numerous educational and professional opportunities in the medical field. And if you're new to how the MCAT is scored, the MCAT is scored on a scale from 472 to 528, with 528 being the highest possible score. The MCAT is divided into 4 sections: Chemical and Physical Foundations of Biological Systems, or CPBS for short, Critical Analysis and Reasoning Skills, or CARS for short, Biological and Biochemical Foundations of Living Systems, or BBLS for short, and Psychological, Social, and Biological Foundations of Behavior, PSBB for short. Each of these sections is scored on a scale from 118 to 132. The combination of these scores will give you your overall or your total MCAT score, which is the sum of the 4 section scores. Now, here are some of the most recent stats about the MCAT published on the official website of the Association of American Medical Colleges, or AAMC. The worldwide average total MCAT score in 2024 was 506.3, which interestingly is the same worldwide average total MCAT score that was reported in 2021. And if we look at the average total MCAT scores for 2024 applicants based on their undergraduate majors, students who majored in math and statistics achieved the highest average score of 511.9, while those who specialized in health sciences had the lowest average score of 503.3. And when it comes to the sections of the MCAT, the highest average score has been observed in the MCAT PSBB section at 127.4, followed by the BBLS section at 126.6, and then the CPBS section at 126.4, and lastly the CARS section at 125.8. The highest section scores are consistently in the Psychological, Social, and Biological Foundations of Behavior, the PSBB section, with scores around 127.5 in some years, while the lowest scores tend to be found on the CARS section, with scores consistently being around 125.8 to 125.9. The overall total MCAT scores have slightly increased from 505.9 in 2021 to 2022 to 506.3 in 2023 to 2024. The worldwide average MCAT score of all applicants in 2024 was 506.3, while the average mean MCAT score of matriculants in 2024 was recorded to be 511.7. It's also important to consider score distributions, also known as percentile scores, to get an accurate picture of where an MCAT score falls relative to your own competition. A total MCAT score of 506 fell in the 70th percentile, meaning 30% of MCAT test takers in the entire world scored higher than this number, and scores of 518 and above put you in the 91st percentile or higher. The highest scores 524 to 528, and the cutoff to be in the 100th percentile starts at 524, representing the top performing test taker. And if you want to fall within the 100th percentile, then you will need a minimum MCAT score of 524. If you're targeting some of the prestigious schools around the US, you'll need a total MCAT score as high as 520 to be a strong applicant. So as you can see, your target MCAT score would ultimately depend on how competitive the pool of applicants are at the schools you're applying to. One of the best ways to find this information is to look at the MCAT score requirements in the admissions section of your target medical school. There you'll find information about the required minimum MCAT score according to the current year's admissions policies. So for example, if I was applying to Harvard University's medical school, I would find the required average MCAT score set at a minimum of 520. Let's talk about some MCAT prep tips. Your initial step in boosting your MCAT score is to take an official practice test provided by the AAMC. This helps you understand your baseline MCAT score and exactly where you stand. Now, it's very important that you simulate this practice test in the same conditions of the real MCAT exam. So try to find a quiet space where you're not going to be disturbed, and follow the exact time limit on each section, and only take the allotted amount of breaks. And how far off you are from your target MCAT score will determine how rigorous your MCAT prep will be. Your next course of action is to identify the areas of the MCAT where you're strong and find the areas where you're weak. It's also important to identify the areas where you're going to need more prep in terms of closing your content gap or your knowledge gap, and on the other hand, identifying those areas where you might be good content-wise, but you need to develop or improve upon your strategy. And in terms of prep for the MCAT, working with the right MCAT prep resources is going to be vital, such as online courses or working one-on-one with a private coach. And if you're looking for an MCAT course, you can watch this video here where I do a first-hand review of the Princeton Review's MCAT course. Check that out when you're done with this video. Just as important is making and sticking to a study schedule. The more you expose yourself to the types of questions that appear on the MCAT, the more comfortable you're going to be. Now, it's also important to point out that while a high MCAT score can set you apart from your competition, they're just one piece of your application pie. Other information such as your GPA in college, extracurricular activities, letters of recommendation, and personal statements play a key role as well. And that's it for this video. So go check out the video appearing somewhere on the screen related to the MCAT. I'm sure you're going to find out of value. Thanks for watching.